Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Queensland League of Legends High School Championship Series. I am Maximilian Thor von Neumann. Everyone at home, though, knows me much more as Formal, introduced right below me. And I'm joined today not by Mitch, who unfortunately is sick and cannot be here, but we got a more than apt replacement. It is Mr. Dunphy from Chisholm High School itself. How are you doing today?
I'm fantastic, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. Nervous in front of like these insanely bright lights and fancy backdrop and all that?
Yeah, it's completely different to what I'm used to in the little dungeon that we have down at Chisholm, but I mean, it's good.
So wait, so you cast, is it actually like in the basement underneath the school where you do your casts?
Well, we actually have a little supply closet in the technologies department that we do our stream out of, so there's no echoing and everything like that. So it's probably, you know, a couple meters by a couple meters and we're all fully crammed in that, so it's hot.
So it's literally in a closet?
It literally is in a closet, yes.
Okay, true story and fun facts, like this is truth for everyone. When I first started casting, literally in a walk-in closet in my bedroom as well. Yeah, because it was the only place where it would have to be, you know, soundproof enough.
Yeah, exactly.
And you couldn't get it out. From there, I improved and upgraded to the bathroom. That was the next place. And now, here we are, so.
Yeah, living it large. Living our best life.
Exactly. So as mentioned before, you are a teacher for Chisholm High School.
Yes, correct.
And who has, like, I think one of the most innovative esports programs out of a lot of the high schools, not just in Queensland itself, but like within Australia. Earlier today, we had players come in for interviews. You have your own fancy uniforms and all that. Would you like to explain that program in a bit more detail?
Yeah, sure. We only started this year, and we've kind of come in and had the idea that, look, we really want to come in and be a leading school in the esports, with an esports program. So we have come in and had tryouts for a League of Legends team. We decided we wanted to start with League of Legends. Definitely looking to go forward as well later on, maybe bring in some other games like Overwatch or Rocket League and stuff like that. But at the moment this year we're just sticking with League of Legends. We have our own uniforms. We are looking to get our own room set up with actual gaming PCs. Yep. At the moment, we're kind of stuck with some little our normal school laptops for now, but that's been put in place. So we're definitely building towards something big. That's for sure. Yeah,
I mean, it's always exciting to see. Obviously, here at the University of Queensland too, we do have our own esports facility room, which I believe you just checked out. And
saw. It's awesome. Something like that.
It's definitely exciting, and it's very interesting to see how like all these programs starting to be built across essentially not just Australia, but across the United States, I'm sure in Korea as well. Like esports are a growing phenomenon, and it's exciting to see all these high schools jumping on and universities jumping on and recognizing it as something of a legitimate pastime activity hobby that students can pursue.
Yeah, that's definitely something that we're looking to do is, yes, our school has quite a large sporting program. I do run the basketball program as well. So we have a bunch of academy sports that the school puts a lot of money into, but we really wanted to change that and also have opportunities for students that might not be, you know, super good at all of these conventional sports to have an outlet as well. So we brought in this esports program and hopefully it lifts off.
Yeah, and so far Chisholm's been, you know, right in the nick of it competitive-wise. Yeah. They're currently sitting at 2 wins. Something we can get more into in a bit of time. But first, I'd like to cut to an interview that happened earlier today. Fortunately, we were joined by not only a player, I believe your mid laner Malfunction came in, as well as professional player Farmer came in as well. We had a fun little chit chat and we'll be cutting to that right now. So please stick with us and enjoy the interview. Hello everybody and welcome back to the University of Queensland's presentation of the Queensland High School Championship League of Legends Series. I am Maximilian Thor von Neumann, you know me as Formal, and right now, before our match between the Chisholm Chiefs and Kelvin Grove number 2, I'm joined by 2 very special players who have agreed to sort of have an interview, explain about themselves, explain what they do. We have Malfunction from the Chiefs themselves, as well as Farmer from UQU Esports, the up-and-coming Challenger Series team. Welcome you both.
Thank you very much.
Would you like to take away with some questions? Because I believe you have some things prepared.
Yeah, I got some questions for Farmer here. You do honours in psychological science. Was it your main priority when coming to UQ, or was League of Legends always the idea?
No, League of Legends is always my priority. Yeah. There's no contest. I have to like maintain my grades and stuff, but to like have a backup. But no, League of Legends always comes first.
I mean, continuing on from that though, just because League of Legends is a priority, do you still find comfort in knowing that, like, yeah, I'm still getting studies in, I'm still pursuing a degree, and if things don't work out, it's smart to have this backup?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for me personally, I think that studying actually helps my league play because it gives me like a break. It forces me to take a break, so I don't like burn out as much, which is really good, I think. And having a backup is really nice too, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then I guess continuing on that for yourself, because obviously when you're in high school should come first, unfortunately for everyone. Like, you do need to study, not unfortunately actually, it's where the future most likely lay, but at the same time, you can still have those aspirations to pursue an esports career. So have you found your high school studies have also helped you in terms of League of Legends, in the team play?
Yeah, definitely. Like, every time we come back to the League of Legends room, we always, talk about our assignments and stuff. Then we really have that break, and even at lunchtimes, like things that we discuss and things like that. There's always that school aspect, so it's always good to have a break from the constant.
Plus, it's sort of like your pre-made study group as well. For both of you, can study with your team and learn together, and hopefully all successfully pass together as well come exam time.
Definitely.
So continuing on, I have to ask you both, actually I'm going to turn this for both of you. Do you ever play off roles in sort of competitive situations? For yourself, Farmer, I've heard in the past you have had to go mid lane at times, and Malfunction, you're a mid laner. Have you ever found yourself in that AD carry position?
No, I've never found myself in AD carry position in my professional, I guess you could call it, play. But I do play a little bit of top and a little bit of probably support, but my main role is definitely mid lane. So, yeah.
Yeah, I played mid lane in the promotion tournament, but I haven't played other roles in any other competitive situation. In solo queue, I do like to branch out to make sure I have like a good grasp of the game for all roles. I think it's really important for a competitive player to like understand what the other roles do and how they interact, or else, like you're just gonna not be able to. You're not even gonna be able to play your own role as well if you don't understand how it interacts with your teammates. So I think it's important to like have a good understanding, of the other roles.
So unfortunately, as I'm sure people may have noticed, Mitch isn't here today. We are in a little bit of need of a color commentator, although one should be coming, so fret not. That said, worst case scenario, can I rely on you then to explain to me the intricacies of like top lane matchups and the likes?
Yeah, I mean, probably I could help a little bit with that.
All right, Urgot versus Aatrox, who wins?
Are you testing me right now?
I am.
This patch or next patch?
This patch. Let's go this patch.
Depends on who. If you asked my top laner, he'd probably say Urgot, but I'm an Aatrox player, so I like Aatrox more actually.
Malfunction, do you have anything to add to that?
I'd probably say Urgot just because he can shut down any fight with his ulti. So
fair enough. So would you like to continue on with some of your own questions then?
From me being at a school perspective, like we always talk about friendships and stuff. Is your team very close friendship-wise, and like, do you guys always go out and do things together?
Some of my teams in the past have been. My current one, a lot of our players are, the teams have recently formed, so we haven't really had that bonding time yet. And also, some of our players are not in Queensland, which makes it a little bit hard to do bonding exercises.
Yeah.
But like when we picked this team, it was really important that we picked players that would work well together, and they didn't have like personality problems that would get in the way. So I think like we all are pretty close already, so that's nice.
Yeah, that's good.
So I guess that study group joke that I mentioned before can be a bit more grounded in reality if you're all able to get along.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to ask the same question almost to yourself with your team in the high school environment. I know that can be a bit different than university. Do you still find that same sort of sense of bondness that Farmer was talking about?
Yeah, definitely. And especially in the school confinement where it's very easy to do that because we have lunchtimes, and even some of us are in the same grade, same classes, so we can always like talk and be friends, I guess.
We're both inside and outside the game. As long as no one's feeding, everything's all good.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that goes for both of you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Actually, all right, so next one I have to ask is just, how do you manage, because I bring up the feeding, how are you guys managing when your team starts to do poorly? Do you have sort of, I guess, checks and balances in place to make sure people don't tilt off the side of the map?
Yeah.
I'll go first. So every team I've been on has always had problems with playing from behind, and so it's always important to find ways that help your team to get back into it mentally. For me personally, like when I'm winning and my team is doing poorly, for example, it's all about me knowing how I can carry the game and telling my teammates exactly what they need to do for me, and that reassures them, makes them feel like they have like a way back in, and that's usually how we come back. That's why it's important for every player to like understand how they're supposed to win, how their character is supposed to carry, and if I'm in that situation, I always try to like know what that is, what that path is to win.
Yeah, definitely. Like whenever someone comes down, like they get a few kills on the opposite laner, we always say build to scale, like play into the late game, because that's the best thing you can do, honestly, in my opinion, is just keep that position and not get any more on the opposite.
I guess following up from that as well, I've always sort of preached that like communication, it becomes even more critical when you're behind. Is that sort of a sentiment you each can agree with?
Yeah, for sure. If I like to be the voice that's like reassuring my team, like, yeah, we're still in this, we have good scaling, or like calming some players down. Some players, when they're fall behind, start to get really desperate, but I don't try to be desperate. I try to make sure that like we identify how patient we need to be and talk through it slowly, I guess, yeah.
Now, Malfunction, I believe you have one last question for us all. Please take us away.
Yeah, this one's coming from the Chiefs ADC. He really wants to know, what's the best way to approach a team fight when playing ADC?
This is tough. It actually depends a lot on the champion you're playing, but I think right now the meta is like big team fight AD carries, generally like Vayne and Kai'Sa and stuff. And for those, I like to play reserve for the first couple seconds of a fight. I wait until I see a good opportunity. I try not to die as well. Maybe draw pressure towards me, like bait out some things, and then the second they overextend on me or they try to like commit too much, I immediately capitalize and look for their weakness in the team fight, like an out of position player or like just backliner that I can hit for free. And I think that's generally good. Of course, if you're playing different AD carries, like utility AD carries, it's all about looking to start the fight as opposed to looking to finish it. So it really depends on the champion, but I think right now it's just all about waiting for the right moment and then going, pretty much.
So you would not be comparing yourself to Wild Turtle then at the moment. You're much more of a reckless type AD carry.
No, I'm not, yeah. I don't think so. Yeah.
All right, well, I'd like to thank both Malfunction and Farmer for joining me here today. It's been a pleasure to talk to you both. Good luck on your match as well. That's going to be starting very soon. So everyone at home, please stick with us. Chisholm Chiefs taking on Kelvin Grove 2 very shortly. You can see it is 7 minutes till go time as Chisholm is taking on Kelvin Grove 2. It's going to be an exciting matchup. I am still joined here by Mr. Dumphy himself, teacher, caster extraordinaire.
No.
Getting down to it, getting to the nit and gritty here. How confident are you in your Chisholm boys today?
Look, I'm always confident. We train very hard, and I get to see how they go behind the scenes there. And I've been confident coming into every single game so far, even though they've fallen down a couple of times. So I'm still confident. I think they can pull it out.
Yeah, I guess the more important thing though is, are you going to be able to maintain an unbiased approach? Because back here,
definitely not.
Universally, because no,
no, I'll be honest.
All right, so a preemptive warning for everyone. We might be tilting one side today. I'll do my best to throw it the other way. Let's go Kelvin Grove. But that said, focusing a bit more on Chisholm and the esports program you have as a teacher there, we were sort of discussing during that interview how this sort of perspective of esports is changing and adapting and evolving. Would you like to sort of elaborate on those thoughts?
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, there seems to be a bit of a negative connotation still in the media about esports, and definitely when we were pitching this as a program that we wanted to come from, there were parents still that are having that standpoint of, it's just playing video games, you know, and how is this really going to help the kids? And this is going to be a distraction rather than a positive. So we're really trying to push change that perspective to really show that, look, no, this is a legitimate, viable option for them to pursue. Same platform as it is, if you're really good at, say, basketball, you can go get a basketball scholarship. Now the options are there. If you're really good at esports, you train, you can go and get those, scholarships to, universities as well. So really trying to push that image that, look, this is a positive thing that we're really trying to benefit these kids.
Yeah, and especially with sort of team games, I feel, such as your League of Legends and other MOBAs, Rocket League as well, as you mentioned before, you learn the same sort of social skill sets that you get from other team sports, I feel. Like you learn how to play in the team, you learn how to socialize, you understand dynamics of succeeding and failing in an environment that might not be as stressful as the real life workplace, but it sort of can prepare you for that in the future. It's all the same benefits that you get from essentially physical sports.
Yeah.
And for those people out there who sort of criticize, like, oh, but all you're doing is sitting in front of the computer, you're not actually going outside and getting that exercise. While there is some validity to that argument, if you want to be a top esports player, and this is something we've had pros on and we've discussed with, you still need to be in peak physical condition. You need to have your reflexes on point, your mind on point, the ability to focus. So there's such a variety of similar skill sets within both, I guess, more traditional sports and esports.
Yeah, definitely. And for what we're trying to do now with our program as well, our kids, we have them on a gym program. So once a week they go into the gym with us, and I'm a qualified PT, so I take them through some of those workouts. And they're on a nutrition plan as well, because we're taking a full holistic approach to this. Like that, we do believe they do have to be in peak,
Body and mind.
Exactly,
Yes.
definitely. So both. So yeah, really trying to push that holistic approach to esports.
It's a wonderful program which is happening with the Chisholm Esports, and I encourage sort of all high schools, if you have the ability to look into this and invest further, please do, because the kids are having a wonderful time, the teachers are enjoying it as well, as you can see. That said, we are 3 minutes till go time, so it's time to take a look at our teams today. Taking a look at the ladder thus far, unfortunately, you won't find Chisholm or Kelvin Grove 2 just there. They're each tied in that 9th place spot, actually. You can sort of see the top. They're just below. They're sitting at 2 wins at the moment. Now, the way how this tournament works, it'll be the top 16 advancing to the knockout stage. So they're both still in the running. They're in that top 16 area, but a win today is going to be oh so critical for each of these teams. Do you feel this is going to be adding nerves to them, or are they just playing for the moment?
Look, well, Chisholm have, sadly, we've lost 3 games on the run. So for us, it's a really big game. We know that we are a fairly good team. We still believe that we're a fairly good team, and we still think we can definitely make at least the top 8 there, maybe even the top 4. So look, it is going to be a big game. They are going to be nervous, but nerves are good. They'll pull through.
As we're taking a look at the Chisholm's lineup for today, in the top lane, it will be Macintosh plus Microlag in the jungle. Congratulations on just reaching Diamond, by the way. Malfunction playing in the mid lane. We saw him earlier today. We'll see him some more very shortly. Dorlingus on the AD carry position, and the small boy playing support. Their opponents today comes from Kelvin Grove. It is their number 2 team. Roddy in the top lane, Endriel in jungle, Retro Skies in the mid lane, Sakira in AD carry, and Septimus 49 on the support. Now, you're talking about how Chisholm has been in a bit of a rough patch. Kelvin Grove, somewhat similar situation. They were one of our late entry teams, and they started off hot. They won 1 game, got a win given to them via forfeit, which is, it's still a win. However, their most recent match was actually a loss, so they're also going to be looking to rebound, hoping that, they had that time to put in the work over the break. So with each of these teams in that position trying to rebound, I feel momentum purpose-wise, this game is going to be huge, and I really hope that each team is able to sort of put that aside and really play in their peak form.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they've had the school holidays now to train. I know that our team have been heavily training, really mentally preparing themselves for this first game back. So this first game for both teams is going to be absolutely huge, because it's a new term now. Psychologically it's a little bit different. We get on that win streak to start the term, so it's going to be big either way. Yeah,
and I'm very curious to see if the distraction for Chisholm and coming here to play, I'm not sure if it's going to be a distraction or is it going to be a positive, because Chisholm Esports is actually here at UQ playing today in our esports facilities. So they're having a go, they're trying something a bit different, and I'm curious to see if, hey, the new location gives them an added boost and they exceed, or if they struggle a bit and perhaps play just because of the change of environment.
Well, I think the fact that they actually are playing on proper machines now might actually be a benefit, because one of the laptops you can see in front of us is the ones that they use currently to play. So give them an actual gaming computer, a keyboard, a mouse, and we might actually see some better results. Yeah, that's what they play on.
Yeah, it's just a small little thing.
No monitors or anything either. They screen their eyes on that screen. So I think we're given some actual technology, we might actually be able to pull it out.
Do they have a mouse at least, or are they using?
No, they use a mouse. They bring their own mouse.
Okay, that's
yeah, that'd be really hard. That's playing with a handicap for sure.
No, but furthermore, if they are able to adapt to fancier, faster computers, perhaps, where do you feel this team's strength lies? Because on paper, I look towards playing around the jungle.
Yeah, definitely. So, looking at our ranks, our jungle definitely is our strongest player. Our captain, Microlag, as new diamond there. And generally, how we've won games in the past is getting on an early lead from our jungler, Microlag, being really aggressive early, getting those early ganks, those early invades, and really building off that early success there. So, looking probably to see them Microlag play pretty aggressive early.
Yes, as we've actually already moved into picks and bans. Fizz being the first ban taken away from Kelvin Grove too, as Kindred, you were just saying before, he's one of Microlag's key players. Unfortunately, will not be taking it today, so that will be the first ban. A smart scouted ban. Jarvan and Rek'Sai were the next two. Another topic we were talking about before, these are two junglers that I feel are in a really strong place. I'm curious to see if Hecarim will go down. Kassadin taken away next.
Yeah, well, the two champions that they've banned, Kelvin Grove have banned already, Kindred and Rek'Sai, are both champions that Microlag, our jungler, does play quite regularly, and that Camille is what our top lane Macintosh Plus plays as well, so they're definitely target banning our jungler on top there.
Yes, we're waiting to see through right now. Nars quickly locked in for Macintosh Plus. That will be definitely running the top lane. I'm a little bit surprised that Chisholm Chiefs didn't actually focus on the Hecarim. I feel Hecarim, with Jarvan being banned away, would have been an obvious pick. Instead, they're going to play to the top lane. Sona is one of Septimus's strongest champions, actually, having done my research, so that will get locked in as well. Comfort picks going on both sides, it seems.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Macintosh Plus has played quite a bit of Gnar in the past. He was playing it throughout the holidays and doing a bit of practice on it, so I'm not surprised with that Gnar pick. He's definitely a comfort pick, that's for sure.
Endriel locking in the Zac as well. It's another comfort pick for the jungler of Kelvin Grove 2. Both teams sort of getting what they want, it seems, at the moment. People taking on their most played champions, their comfort champions. This is always what I advise in sort of lower elo matches. Stick to what you know. Don't try to play what is meta if you don't know how to do it. As Microlag is actually locking in the Master Yi. That's the statement pick.
Yeah, he mentioned that to me yesterday, actually. He said, "Sir, I'm going to play Master Yi." And I said, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, I've been training. I've been doing it all over the holidays. So I'll be interested. I've never actually seen him do this before, so it'll be interesting."
Talon is the current hover as well. I'm worried that Chisholm are kind of walking themselves into an all AD composition right now. They're going to stick with the Talon on Malfunction, so a lot of damage coming out of Chisholm at the moment. I'm curious to see how KG2 responds. Zoe is the hover. Retro Skies is a Zoe main. Definitely a comfort pick, and that will get locked in as well.
Yeah, definitely. That's a lot of AD coming out from Chisholm. I'm not 100% sure where that Talon's come from. I mean, I haven't seen Malfunction play that much Talon before in the past, but I guess we just come off school holidays, so we've had a lot of time to practice. Maybe it's something he's been trying out before.
Yeah, it's very curious, and I'm almost worried that Chisholm are leaving themselves a bit too exposed to get rocked by a hard tank pick. Obviously, we won't be seeing the Rammus jungle, but Braum is going to be taken away. That would have been a strong point of initiation. I also would like to see KG2 possibly ban away the Alistar as well. Get rid of some of those tank supports, because that's really the only place Chisholm can look for in the tank at this stage.
Yeah, look, that small boy, our support, he is going to be absolutely kicking himself after that ban's come through. He's a Braum main, and he has been wanting to play Braum all high school tournament, and he has never once got it in a game. So that's another one. Sorry, mate.
I feel like, if he wants that Braum, they should probably prioritize it a bit higher. He's definitely a support I feel worth it. Morgana is the other major support right now that pretty much needs to be either picked or banned. I'm surprised to see it banned this late. Nonetheless, it's a smart ban from KG2, as we were waiting to see the response from Chisholm.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, our support doesn't usually play that Morgana. I'm not 100% sure what he's going to lock in now that his main's protecting the board. He has played Galio before and those other high engage CC champions, so I'll be interested to see what he locks in.
I really feel like I would say Galio should be the pick for KG2. However, both mid and support are taken away, so they're going to look to the AD carry. It's actually Jhin taken, hoping for a bit more of that range.
Yeah. I mean, Duolinga's coming in, picking in now. He does usually play a lot of Lucian or Ez. They are both out on the table. Oh, he's going with Jinx. Okay. He's carried before as Jinx, so I like it.
Yeah, I like the Jinx pick as well, but once again, I'm worried about the lack of peel and protection on this Jinx, as Bard is going to be the last lock-in for the small boy. A bit of an unconventional support right now. I'm really worried looking at the Chisholm composition. It might be comfort, but I feel as if things could go very, very wrong if Endriel is good on his engagement and the Teemo is locked in.
No way!
Oh boy.
We're having a Teemo game. I like it.
We haven't seen Teemo since week 1, and he is coming back in week 6, which is also kind of week 1 of our second term of matches. Teemo makes the return going into that top lane up against Macintosh's Plus's Gnar. And honestly, I kind of like the Teemo into Gnar matchup.
Yeah, look, I think that could cause some troubles there for our top lane. I don't know, I mean, how much has he played against the Teemo on the top lane? You don't really overly see it that much these days. A bit of a troll pick, but it can work. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, with regards to how our team comp's looking, there is a lot of AD, and hopefully our jungler Microlag can play aggressive and be the carry that we usually see him do.
I think one of the benefits of having Yi in this sort of matchup at the moment is Zach tends to take a little while to get going. He is one of the slower build path junglers before he becomes that unstoppable tank, but he still has a strong gank if he has strong lanes. And I like what KG2 is bringing in the bot lane with the Jhin and Soda. That is a lot of early game damage, so I feel as if Endriel will be looking bot side to gank hard and heavy. I don't know if Microlag is going to be able to match that within the bot side of the match. Typically, Yeez, as you know, they're the late scaling ones. They like to farm, get to that late game, and suddenly hard carry. I'm worried, though, he may have to deviate from that because if Microlag doesn't have that early mid-game impact, I feel as if bot and potentially mid lane as well could fall too far behind.
Yeah, look, Microlag is, when watching his games, he always feels like he's in the right place at the right time. I'm really confident with his jungle pathing. I think he's going to be able to at least outplay the Kelvin Grove 2 jungler just by being in the right place at the right time, and hopefully show his diamond level of knowledge a little bit. Maybe rely on that, but definitely. It is weird seeing him play a champion where he can't play really aggressive early, because that's generally how he does like to play, get right up and invade early in the game and get on that early lead. So if we can last to late game and that Yi can get a couple good items, then that's a very strong pick that I'm confident with. But
it all depends if Yi can get there. Like, that's probably going to be the name of the game, is will the Chisholm Chiefs be able to scale long enough? Jinx as well is another champion that you see tend to reach her peak at 3 items, whereas Jhin can peak a little bit earlier at that 1 to 2 mark. Sona obviously running Ignite as well is going to be a huge damage threat, but you can't overlook the small boy's Bard either. Good Cosmic Bindings actually really should be able to disrupt any harass that Septimus and Sakura, I'm going to go with Sakura for this game, can throw out. I think it's really going to be critical. The small boy is going to have to play at utmost proficiency in order to keep Dorlingus alive. I'm I know I might be focusing a bit too much on the bot lane, but I really feel that's where this match is going to be decided, because if Dorlingus is shut down and Microlag can't get going, I don't like Chisholm's mid game.
Yeah, look, I mean, Dorlingus as an AD carry, he's always been really good at CSing, and that's generally what keeps him in the game. There was a game the last game we won actually, he was fantastic with keeping them in the game. During that mid to late game is when he got his 3rd item and he just started rolling in that damage. So I'll be interested to see if he can just, sustain, get a whole bunch of CS, get that gold, and just try to get there in the end there.
Yes, as we are coming back to us right now before we move into our matchup. I think the other key point I'm interested in watching is how effective Kelvin Grove is able to, sorry about that, but how they're able to play around the Zoe. Obviously, she is a bit more of a poke champion. Jhin also has that long range harass as well. I feel as if KG2 are almost hoping for Talon and Yi to sort of come into them and then turn it around, harass them down low enough, force a sort of mental misplay by the Chisholm Chiefs, and then capitalize on it. Do you feel this could be a threat for the team?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look, Yi has to, you know, alpha strike in and be hard engage, and so does Talon. So if they were able to poke us down a little bit before we get into those team fights, then it's probably going to swing the way of Kelvin Grove. So
as we are moving into the game now. Continuing on that point, that's just it though. I don't really think that Microlag should be that engaged, but I kind of struggle to see where that engage will be. You're either hoping for a cosmic binding out of the small boy, or perhaps even Macintosh plus his Nar, because, you know, Nar has a Nar. That's a weird one to say. But correct use of Nar could be the other force of engage right now.
yeah.
But all of that involves like very close range, no real gap closers. That could be an area where Chisholm Chiefs struggle. I feel like they have to play win lane, win game, but I'm worried that their matchups aren't strong, as it is the pause curse. They come every now and again. No one likes gray screens, but I assure you we'll be fixing, we'll be back into it shortly. Continuing on with that point, it's just, where is Chisholm going to find these team fights, or are they going to try and avoid them and hopefully spread out the map?
Yeah, we generally play really well in the games that we have won. It's been when we have been able to last until mid to late game and then really grouped as a 5 and then just worked our way around the map in correct positioning, picked off someone, looking for those picks, and then once we look for that pick, been able to then snowball and make a play from that. So Microlag is our shot caller, our diamond jungler there, so generally it's relying off his calls and grouping together and looking for that pick and playing off that. So I think that's what they're going to try to do, having very high damage.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, it might be hard to engage in a 5v5, but if they can pick someone off first before they engage, we might be able to win in damage.
And for that reason, vision is going to be so critical,
Yes,
not
huge.
just for Chisholm in finding the picks, but for KG as well, making sure that they don't get caught out of position. At the moment, it looks like a basic fan start coming out of the Chiefs, making sure their entrances to the jungle are warded. No invade's going to be happening out of KG2 either. Neither's team really willing to risk that level 1 fight. As to be expected, it also appears as each jungler will be starting on the bot half of the map. It'll be very curious to follow the pathing, both out of Microlag as well as Endriel, just because I think Microlag is probably going to make a play to the bot side Riverbug. And I don't know if Endriel should follow, because that could leave him exposed. It's going to be very critical, these first steps out of the jungle.
Yeah, definitely. And on your point you made before on the vision, I think that is something that we have lost games before in the past, Chisholm, with our poor vision control, and that's definitely something we've been working on, making sure we all have our wards placed on the map. So it'll be interesting to see how we go with that. It's generally the case if once we control the vision game and we're able to get those picks, that's what generally what's been snowballing us.
Yeah, I mean, obviously picks can help lead to victories. As at the moment, it appears as if Judge Jungler are actually kind of mirroring each other. Neither one went for the bot side Scuttlebug. I'm a bit surprised KG2 didn't actually. I thought that was going to be, I actually thought both junglers might do it, which would have been an advantage to Microlag, but instead neither do it. I'm a bit more surprised that KG didn't go for it, because they have that ward there, so they know Microlag isn't going for that one, but instead Zach is actually looking to mirror Microlag's movements. Again, I'm not sure this is beneficial for the Zach. He needs to be looking to make his own plays as frequently as possible before this Yi gets online. It's still very early days, but I don't know. Already I feel that might be a misstep out of KG2.
Yeah, if the Zach is just trying to, you know, farm up early as well, then you're going to get probably, oh, there's a bit of a...
Ooh, good Sleepy Trouble Bubble actually connecting on the Malfunction. The damage not quite there out of the Pal Stars. Usually Retro Skies is going to want a couple more items before those Sleepy Trouble Bubbles become, you know, permanent Sleepy Trouble Bubbles.
Yeah.
Not quite there yet, but it is a good sign that they're starting to make connection on that early. Obviously Retro Skies actually taking the barrier, something of note. Usually when you see barrier, you're expecting to be a bit more defensive on the mid laner, but Retro Skies taking it to Malfunction early. Another bubble connects.
Yeah, it's doing well. I'm looking at our CS and we've...
Oh, here we go. Ignite has been dropped. Malfunction was looking for that all in. Didn't commit to it. He only needed 1 or 2 more autos. That may have been a misstep out of the mid laner from Chisholm.
Yeah, looking for that all in and then just got a bit nervous there. Didn't want to give off first blood himself, so he's backed off a little bit. But he's looking like he's playing aggressive, which is good to see.
Yeah, Barrier has been used by Retro Skies, but Ignite was also dropped by Malfunction. Both mid laners still holding onto their flash as Sakura was getting a bit of poke down there on the small boy. Not much that the Bard and Jinx can do just yet. I feel each side on the spot lane should be looking for the jungler before plays are made. Good Cosmic Binding actually connecting. But Sakura's actually stepped up really far forward right now. And with that damage, you can see why. The Fleet Footwork doing well in order to heal it back up. Not looking good for the bot lane and the Chisholm Chiefs at the moment.
No, it got a little bit down on CS by about 7 as well there. So they're just playing on the turret at the moment, try to get a bit, I think they're a bit nervous, but no one wants to give off that first blood, you know, so they're just farming up.
Malfunction has to be careful right here. Ignite has been picked up by the Zoe as well, so that is a bit of extra damage. Malfunction, I feel, was in that kill threshold. Should Retro Skies hit that Sleepy Trouble bubble? No engage yet, as we've seen. It appears Microlag has picked up the bot side scuttle and is looking to possibly make a play down bot. It has been warded, and the Magical Journey is just going to be used to help clear that vision. No play yet. Very tempered, tame game in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, look, I feel like every single game we've played so far this tournament has started very, very slow. Here's a gank coming in.
Yeah, here's the gank. It is Endril looking for. Is able to pull Malfunction back in. Who's going to look for the all-in instead? Flash defensively is Retro Skies, but connected with the Sleepy Trouble Ball, and the Paddle Star will help secure first blood. Here comes Microlag, though, looking for a bit of retribution, but cannot commit onto Retro Skies and has to turn away. So first blood for Kelvin Grove.
Oh, wow, that's... He nearly flashed on and went for that all-in, tried to get a kill before he died, but he just couldn't finish that off. It's a shame.
Yeah, it was good play by Retro Skies, though, able to take that champion to the limit. The bubble connected, that Paddle Star starting to do a bit more work with 3 points put in it. It was a lot of damage thrown down on the Malfunction, who, how does he come back from this one? Because that's a big blow to happen to you early.
Yeah, for sure. I mean... Just got to try to farm it up, really. Stay in that game. We've worked on our mental game as well, making sure just because we give our first blood doesn't mean we're going to go on tilt. That's the big thing. We've had training, making sure we don't go on tilt. So he'll be fine. It's just one kill. He knows that.
Yeah, but it is big. Like first blood always is a critical moment. And as I was sort of mentioning in the pregame, Endril is the one who has to make those plays before Microlag can start to get going. Endril does make himself known in the mid lane, and it does resort in the kill. The question is, how can Kelvin Grove build on this? What advantages can they get? Because at the moment, they really didn't get much from that kill besides a bit of extra gold. There's no deep wards. There was no play on the dragon just yet. Granted, it's still under 7 minutes, but still, I would have liked to see some sort of forward movement.
Yeah, for sure. We've got... looks like the Talon is warding that dragon. Looks like the Chisholm Chiefs are going to look to at least get some vision control on that dragon. Maybe look for a play there. I'm not quite
actually be starting it at the moment. Looking at the
looks
mini-map,
like he might be.
Yeah, Malfunction was spending a lot of time there. He was actually just clearing out the pink ward that had been placed. But once again, Trouble Bubble connects. It looks like Retro Skies are going to go for it. That Paddle Star is doing so much work with the follow-up.
That's a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage thrown on Malfunction. There was a bit of a Hex Tech pickup as well that was used. Malfunction already dropped below half. This mid lane needs help, and I'm looking to Microlag to bring it. He's sitting in the river above, but again, Sleepy Trouble Bubble did just miss. Microlag, although, could be looking to jump on Endril right here. He's got to be careful. There's no vision on that bush. I think Retro Skies knows what's up. He's looking to give his jungle support, but it is Smite Stolen, and the engage is there. Here comes Nar, throwing both members back, and it should be Retro Skies as well as Endrical falling. It will probably be a double kill given to Malfunction. It is. He is back in this game.
That's what we need. Fantastic positioning there with definitely the shot caller, Microlag telling Macintosh Plush, come on down. We'll get that gank going, and it worked out.
Yeah, it was a good play, patient play coming out of the Chisholm Chiefs, waiting for that right moment to strike. It was able to smite, steal the Scuttlebug, get a double kill, and hey, why not? A Mountain Drake to boot. This is a huge turnaround for the Chisholm Chiefs.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like they're going to be able to pick this up quite easily without the Zac being able to make it down in time to contest that. So, quick double kill, quick dragon, I'll take it.
Yeah, big plays for the Chisholm Chiefs. Kelvin Grove, though, I mean, they have to take some solace in that, okay, it sucks to lose a Mountain Drake early. That's going to become more into play, I feel, later into the match, however, as the Chisholm Chiefs lanes haven't been able to push as well as I feel they would like. Yes, Malfunction just got that double kills, but I still feel like Retro Skies has been the aggressor in the lane. Good route right there by Shakira, but not going to follow it up. The point I'm trying to make, though, is that Mountain Drake is going to be much more critical later in the game when we start to see those Baron fights and those later Dragon fights.
Yeah, for sure. And looking at the CS now, it's really even on across the board as well. At the top lane, mid and bot look to be very consistent with their CSing, which is something that we worked on as Chisholm coming into this. We've lost the last couple of games based on our CS, so they've definitely been working on that. It's good to see that it's actually following through with it.
Oh, the small boy has to be careful. Yes, the Cosmic Binding hit as, Retro Skies could be caught out in a pickle right now. Nowhere to go. Malfunction picking up an easy Cole. That is one of the downsides of the Zoe ultimate, is it takes you right back into trouble, and there was a hungry Microlag waiting.
Yeah, that's, again, the positioning there from Microlag. He knows where he needs to be. He's going to play aggressive. Even though he's on that Master Yi, I think he's still going to be trying to play really nice and aggressive.
A flash forward by Septimus connects with the ultimate. However, Dorlingus has flash still available, should be able to escape. Aggressive play from KG2, unfortunately, does not result in a kill for them.
Yeah, that was a nice ulti there from the Bard, helped saving that AD carry there. So good plays for them support, saving his AD carry like he should be doing. And here comes Malfunction coming in.
The roam, but
just scaring him off.
Yeah, it was
stay off my turret.
It was warded in the river. You can see the vision trinket just above. So I do believe KG2 kind of sniffed it out before it went down. A bit unfortunate that doesn't result in a kill or anything for Malfunction, but it doesn't look like he's going to lose a lot of mid priority through it, as Retro Skies was killed earlier, had only returned. That said, we're seeing pings coming down on Rift Herald right now. KG2 might be looking to make a play. Nope, judging by the minimap, they're actually going to be backing off as Rowdy. Top lane's been a bit quiet at the moment, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a bit of a farm off going on there. The Teemo's got it up on farm by about 7, but your Nah has those 2 assists from that big play when he came down, so he probably has a bit of that gold lead anyway. They're just, farming, which I'm happy with at the moment. I mean, that's going to give all that gold to Nah. He's going to get nice and tanky, help transition into that late game where our carries can hopefully take over.
Yeah, so you're saying Nah go Mega right now. I'm actually a little surprised Roddy has not been pushing that sort of lane matchup a bit more in his favor. Generally, you see Teemos actually kind of take it to Nah, at least in my experience. So the fact that Macintosh has been able to keep relatively even in CS is a pretty big win for Chisholm. As bot lane is starting to push now as well, but here comes Septimus as well as Edrical. Magical Journey used to get the small boy away. Cosmic Binding does not connect with the stun, but there's really no entrance for KG2 to look for this fight. They're going to be content to clear vision and will have to walk away.
Yeah, that's good play by us there, just getting away, getting under turret, foiling that gank and wasting a bit of Zach's time there. He's just clearing out some wards.
Yeah, but
looks
he could be in trouble. He could be in trouble. Malfunction and Microlag we're looking for, but it's a cheeky escape from Endriel. No kill will happen just yet, but they may lose that dragon control that they just established unless they commit. The small boy forced the flash defensively. No chase from KG2. A bit of a misstep, though, from the small boy. Kind of got caught out of position, loses flash as a result. No flash on the bot side. I expect to see a fight attempt. Once again, Magical Journey being used to run away, the small boy has to back out.
Yeah, it's something that the small boy has happened a couple of times in his game, being caught out and having to flash away. So he's not going to be happy with that one. He's probably been working on trying not to get caught out as much, but at least he got away without giving away kills. So that's the main thing.
Yeah, Endriel is unfortunately looking at the minimap is backing. I really would have liked him to try and press that advantage on the bot side of the map right now, knowing both flashes are down, knowing you still have flash available on your AD carry as well. That said, Roddy might be walking into a bit of a death push right here. Here comes Nar, ultimate's available. Stunned is Roddy, who's going to try and turn tail and run away, but Macintosh goes back to normal Nar at the nick of time. The mushroom will slow him down, but isn't enough. Jumping forward versus the flash, and the boomerang just misses. Roddy escaping by the skin of his fluffy little tail.
That was lucky. Nearly pulled out that play in the top lane there, Macintosh Plush did. That was a good bait in that bush, just didn't play off. He's got a bit of a lane dominance now, so he can look to push. Hopefully get some turret plating.
I mean, he has flash advantage. He has the teleport as well. So I'd like to see some cross-map plays coming out of Chisholm right now, especially with Dragon about to come up within the next 10 seconds or so. Already you can see micro lag on the bot side of the map. They want to make a play on this bot side and then rotate it into the Dragon. That said, it doesn't look as if KG2 are going to give it to him, so they're going to be content to push the lane and rotate via that way. They'll have about a 20-second window in theory, but because Endriel is actually on the top side of the map, this should be a free Dragon going over to Chisholm.
Yeah, it looks like they're about to take it. There's going to be a little bit of a contest. No, they were able to pull it.
No, too little, too late, but it's a beautiful ultimate coming out of the small boy. Nowhere for Septimus to go. The choppers are there to hold him in place, and down Sono will fall. Microlag picking up his first kill of the game, but they want more. Sekira will be the next to fall. It's a double kill, and with no way for Retro Skies to get into it, they will settle for 2, but down comes the Rift Herald. Unfortunately, it's going to be too little, too late to get those platings, but I don't think Chisholm cares that much because they want this bot tower. Retro Skies trying to do what he can over the wall to poke them down, but he is not going to dissuade them. First tower going over to Chisholm as well. Here comes the fight. In the middle of it all is Endriel, but he's not going to be able to get any kills. On the top side, Rowdy gets gnarred into the wall. Macintosh Plus wants that solo kill. Nowhere for Rowdy to go. He should fall in 1, 2. There he goes. 3. Macintosh picking up his first kill of the match as well. And all of a sudden, Chisholm has blown this game wide open.
Wow. Wow, okay, I'm going to give that credit to the small boy. That was a fantastic Bard ulti. Well, that started that whole thing, and then Jinx being able to come in with that binding there and just following up from the aggressive play there of micro lag as Yi. Man, that's a big gold lead, okay? I'm happy with that.
Yeah, that was great play coming out of the Chisholm Chiefs. Great initiation from the small boy. The follow-up was there. And KG2, unfortunately, people were trying to stack up and make that rescue play, but sometimes you just need to cut your losses. Running in one at a time against a team of 4 members strong is always going to end in disaster. Kudos to Chisholm for capitalizing. They got first tower. They're going to get second as well as Macintosh takes down that top lane tower. And with a roughly 3K gold lead, just a little bit more at the 15-minute mark, this game is in Chisholm's control.
Yeah, fantastic play there, being able to get the control of that bottom turret and that top turret, pull those kills in. We just got to capitalize now. Make sure we settle ourselves. We don't give any easy picks. Go back, buy, okay, push out the lanes, and actually use control of this game.
Speaking of buying items, it should be worth noting that the Duskblade has been finished for malfunction at this stage, so there is definite assassination potential coming out of the Talon now. He gets strong off of that one item. I'd like to see him start roaming around the map, start playing to the side lanes, looking for picks, potentially on either Sekira or Septimus.
Yeah, with 3 kills there on Talon and 2 kills and 3 assists there on Yi, that is going to be a lot of damage coming in from that Yi and that Talon, and it's looking like the Gnar is going to be getting nice and tanky soon too. So that's probably where our engage is going to come from in this middle to late game, getting that big Gnar engage and just following up with all the damage coming on our carries.
Yeah, I'm actually curious in the build order actually coming out of Macintosh Plus. He opted for the Frozen Mallet before the Black Cleaver, probably because he's not against a tank and he needs that slow. Look at it do work. Roddy just cannot get away. Yes, the egg is popped, but a flash forward by Macintosh Plus, but he doesn't want to commit. A bit of a wasted flash right there. So Roddy gets a little lucky, but with the pressure on the top side, it looks like they're going to continue and siege in the mid lane right now. Paddlestar doesn't do quite enough to dissuade the small. It looks as to counter gank right now, and yes, with that, the Chisholm Chiefs will back off.
Yeah, I do really like that pickup of the first item there and of the Gnar with that Frozen Mallet. Let's let the engage.
That was a deep play coming out of Retro Sky, and with that, Zach is going to try an ulti, maybe bring things in, but it's not going to do much. The Zach passive is Michael Lack was super low. He actually gets shut down by the Jhin, but not before Malfunction goes on a rampage. With that, it's 2 members down, I believe, for KG2, and the mid tower should be next. A beautiful ultimate does kind of delay things, but it's not going to be enough to save the tower as Dorlingus is stepping forward. He wants more. 1 more, 2 more autos. Zoe's going to pop back, and down goes Missouri. Dorlingus picks up another kill. Roddy has arrived on the top side of the map as Septimus tries to do what he can, but he's not going to get anything. Unfortunately, Macintosh did miss with the Gnar at the end, and Chisholm Chiefs have to back away, but they're going to be happy with 3 kills on a mid tower.
Oh, that is huge. That's how you capitalize off the gold advantage right there. Yeah, that's fantastic play from the Chisholm Chiefs there. Yeah.
I mean, it's just their team fight in that situation was very strong. Yes, they lost Microlag early because he committed a little too deep, but the follow-up was there, and that comes from the gold and item advantage. Plus, they were able to keep their distance, which I was most impressed with. Dorlingus' spacing in that team fight was on point, allowed him to maximize his damage output without taking much in return.
Yeah, look, Microlag, he has a lot of faith in his team. He really does. They're a close unit there, so he knew that he might come in, he might die going alpha striking in, but he wanted to just get as much damage off as he could, knowing full well that there's going to be a follow-up off his call, which definitely was, and really capitalized from that.
Taking a look at the gold advantages right now, we're seeing an over 1k gold differential in both the mid and the jungle lanes, and that just comes from like the aggressive play coming out of the Chisholm Chiefs, their ability to capitalize on what has been given to them. Another Mountain Drake has spawned onto the map, and it's actually Kelvin Grove who are in position to start it, but instead they're looking to rotate and maybe get a play in mid. Malfunction should be the target here. Here comes Zach, connects with the knockup, but the zap does not, which enables a flash escape from Malfunction. No kill to be had. Kelvin Grove just let one slip through their fingers.
Great escape. I don't know how he got away there, but I'll take it.
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate that the connection for the ensnare did not connect out of Sakura. I miscorrectly called it a zap. My apologies, as we are looking for that Mountain Drake now. Because Flash is down on Malfunction, they should be able to secure this dragon, but they have to be careful of microlag. It still could be a 50-50 type situation if the Yi can get there in time, and it ends up, KG does not want to risk it.
They're just gonna, he wants to put all those Teemo shrooms all around that dragon and kind of like take a step back a little bit. Want him to run into those shrooms before
here
they
we
fight.
go. Here comes the engage. It does not connect. However, they're still able to root the small boy, who will take the magical journey out of the way of the curtains call. However, he still was hit by the sleepy trouble bubble. The flash into the wall. Small boy is unable to get away. Roddy picking up a much needed kill for Kelvin Grove too, but they want more. Microlag might be the next target. He's on the run as Zach unfortunately can't find his way in. The chompers do not connect, and Microlag, looking to re-engage, decides against it as there's some Chiefs keep on the retreat. Retro Sky is getting as much damage as he can, but staying together as a tight-knuckled unit, the Chisholm Chiefs will remain mostly safe, only losing one.
That's not too bad. They're gonna. Looks like Kelvin Grove are gonna rotate to dragon here. They're probably gonna get a free dragon off this.
Take a look at the map though.
Oh,
actually
we'll trade
go
this
for a Baron play at 20 minutes. They know KG2 is going to make a move for that dragon, and they're going to try something kind of cheeky here. Yeah,
look at this Yi damage. It's the Yi damage.
I mean, you have a Mountain Drake, you have a Yi with 2 items. That Baron is going to melt, and Baron
what
is
a play
for the Chisholm Chiefs.
Look. Microlag, our captain, he told me in practice yesterday, sir, I'm going for a 20-minute Baron. He did it. He pulled it off.
Yeah, doesn't matter the circumstance. Yeah, we lost our support. Who cares? Baron us up. The question is now, how will the Chisholm Chiefs play around this Baron? I don't really like any of their characters in a sideline, except for maybe Macintosh Plus, but I feel like he's going to be more needed with his team, so I expect them to almost 5-man this straight down mid.
Yeah, that's probably what they're looking to do. They are rotating to the mid lane now. They do play well the best when they are all together. Stay together, push a lane, and hopefully capitalize. Even if we get 1 or 2 turrets of this, that's a win.
Andriel taking his time to do that last bit of damage was actually almost stolen by Macintosh Plus as the small boy is getting some of those deep wards in. They have that vision. Kelvin Grove has to be careful they don't get anyone picked off during the siege, as the rest of Chisholm are looking to converge on the mid lane and begin this siege proper. Sleepy Trouble Bubble does not connect, an unfortunate miss by Kelvin Grove too, as we are now 5 versus 3 men strong. Shakira and Rowdy are not in position, and I don't think Andriel wants this fight. He actually gets hit by the choppers, and here comes the fall damage. Zach is just exploded, and the Chiefs want more. Microlag was looking to engage on the Septimus, but they'll be content to take the tower instead. Here comes the rest of Kelvin Grove. Microlag is in so deep. He gets the kill before falling, but that is 2 members down in KG2, and we are looking at inhibitor towers about to fall. Roddy on the backside does not want to commit to it, as Dorlingus is just plowing away at the tower. Inhibitor is next. Retro Sky's trying to find a way to get some damage into the back line, but can't get it, and the inhibitor will fall. Shakira has to be a bit careful. Yeah, and Barton only connects on 2 minutes. A last-second flash keeps the Jhin alive as the siege continues. They could be looking to end the game right now. The death timers are going to be coming back, so I do believe Chisholm are going to retreat.
Yeah, that's a good call. Don't want to get any too greedy there. They could have thrown their Baron buff advantage. They're going to step out of their base, rotate up to the top lane, hopefully pick up a top lane turret as well. That that Microlag, he went a bit crazy, went straight in for those kills there. He's playing aggressive on Yi, but he did the damage, and his team team's able to follow up. Like I said, he trusts his team. He made the call. They followed up.
Leaving trouble ball actually connected. You saw it going across the bottom of the screen. I believe it hit the small boy, but the rest of the Chisholm Chiefs are there to protect him, so KG2 cannot follow up. What I liked most about that setup and play, yes, the kills were fancy and exciting, but the side lanes were shoving in as well. Before it actually happened, Dorlingus made sure to get top pushing, and I believe it was Microlag who got the bot side pushing as well. So really, they sort of suffocated KG2 into either, committing 5 members in mid and losing both the side lanes, or putting themselves at a disadvantage. Smart play out of the Chisholm Chiefs.
Yeah, really smart. They forced Kelvin Grove to actually send someone to the top and the bottom lane to actually have to deal with that, which allowed us just to really surprise Kelvin Grove really by sending 5 people straight down the mid lane, getting that pick, and just rolling off it from that. So great place.
I mean, that is the aggression that you see out of an all AD composition. You want to roll over because you can't afford to let your opponents start stacking that armor. That said, take a look at the boots from KG2. I see 4 Ninja Tab Eyes at the moment.
They're going to start stacking armor, that's for sure. It'd be smart,
I mean, you can't say it's the wrong build at all, as Andriel is actually the one who could be in a bit of trouble. The ultimate connects with 2. Roddy and Andriel in trouble. Back into the team. Roddy is forced to flash, but there is nowhere for Andriel to go. He should fall as Microlag and Macintosh Plus keep on the pushing. Septimus flashes defensively, but the Alpha Strike is there, and Microlag picks up 1 kill. Shakira should be the next one to fall, as we've hit an unfortunate screen freeze. Yes, it is a double kill for Microlag, and the tower should be next. Nowhere for Retro Skies to go. Dolingus picks up a double kill for himself, was the one who secured the kill on Andriel, and with that is 4 members down. This could be the game.
I think this is going to be game.
Chisholm Chiefs look to get it done in under 25 minutes.
They're
Second
closing
Nexus
it out.
tower falls. All what's left is the big red crystal in the middle of the base. Down it goes. Chisholm Chiefs improve to 3-3 on the year.
Let's go, boys. What a pull out at the end there. They did it. I was a little bit nervous there for a second. I was going to turn around the other way, but they pulled in those 4 kills, finished the game. That's how you finish strong, that's for sure.
When you run an all AD composition, it is all about that snowball. You need to get your advantages, and you need to keep them running and rolling, and the team did great in that regards. Good shot calling, good team play and team rotations. Obviously, that Baron call was risky, but they took advantage of the fact that KG2 probably were not going to be expecting that. KG2 were thinking, all right, we got to pick, we got to dragon, things are good. Nope, Baron gone. They didn't have the vision around there, so they were caught off guard. Great play.
Yeah, definitely. I was so surprised they went for it, but then I realized that Microlag was telling me in practice yesterday. He said, sir, I'm going for a 20-minute Baron. I was like, really? And he did it anyway. Didn't care of the situation. I'm going for that 20-minute Baron. It pulled off.
I feel like that's the kind of moxie that you only get out of high schoolers.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones who are like, they can be stubborn like that. They'd be like, you know what? No, this is what we're doing. I don't care about the situation. I don't care if it backfires. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to get away with it because I'm invincible.
Yeah, high-risk plays, but it worked. It worked out in the end there. And you look how Microlag played there. Like I said, he plays best when he's on that hard engage and that champions that he can really carry on and be super aggressive on. He was really aggressive there with that that Master Yi. Worked out in the end.
That said, I believe we have an interview coming up with one of the champions who have won this game. I'm not sure who this is just because I don't know.
Macintosh Plus.
It's Macintosh Plus, so the Gnar in the top lane.
Yeah.
How are you feeling after such a dominating win?
Pretty good. After we had a few loss streak, it feels good to come back and be back on the win.
Circle, yeah.
Okay, so my first question for you, and I think this is kind of what should be the obvious question for everyone. Teemo gets locked in. Your first thoughts, because that's not typically a good matchup for Gnar.
Nah, I don't know. I was originally going to play Jax or Fiora, but I thought I just played safe with the first pick. And after I saw Teemo, I was like, oh, but played it safe, just farmed the whole game, worked out in the end.
I mean, obviously that was really well. It was a bit surprising, at least from my own perspective, to see how well you were able to keep up in the lane against the Teemo. You had those early 2 assists, which kind of gave you that experience advantage, and you did a good job in pushing it forwards. The next big play I feel from the game that's worth noting was the Baron play. You lose your support. You know their team is making the move to the Dragon. Who made that call? You know what? They're all going to be here. Let's sneak this Baron.
Well, after we lost control of Dragon, Kenneth or Microlag said, "I'll do Baron 20 minutes. We have AD." We're like, "Oh, you're the captain. You're the captain. We'll do it." And surprisingly enough, it worked and turned the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously that's a big win for your team. You're back sort of at an even record at 3-3, looking to make that push to stay in the top 16. What's next for Chisholm?
Keep training and keep getting better as a team.
All right, well, would you have any questions for your pupil, your shining top lane pupil?
Oh, you did absolutely fantastic, mate. What was your strategy there getting your first item? I think you went with a frozen mallet. Why'd you go frozen mallet?
To be honest, I don't know what to build against Timo. And I just thought, if I'm not going to do much in lane, I might as well build utility and just go for slows and just play as a tank in general. So I just went for frozen mallet, went for slows and picks.
Yeah, I think it worked out. So.
I think my last question I want to ask is just in regards to the team composition as a whole, the decision to run an all AD composition, were you nervous about this one? Because it definitely feels like one of those, this is either we're going to win in 25 minutes or we're going to lose it really quickly.
Yeah, I don't know. We had to, what we were going to choose before the match, we decided, and we were like, it's all AD. We're like, just do it. We'll use the Master Yi and just peel off now and try and make it work. Try and make it end early.
I mean, I feel like that may have been your strategy, but what actually happened was much more micro lag, just running in super deep and have everyone else playing catch up. All right, well, thank you very much.
Right,
and on that note, I'd like to thank both schools. I'd like to thank Mr. Dunphy as well for joining me on the cast, stepping in for replays today. Thank you to Chisholm and Kelvin Grove, too, for participating. It was a fun match to watch, as well as all of our schools still competing in the Queensland High School League of Legends Championship Series. Huge thank you to the University of Queensland for helping put this on. And until next week, I'll see you then.